to a great offensive start in Game 2 before Boston just sort of sprinted past the Sixers. Overall, the 76er offense has been okay, but down compared to their first-round series against the Miami Heat. Specifically, Coach, with Ben Simmons, what has Boston done to frustrate him, particularly in Game 2?
Well, first of all, they're scoring, and now they're walking the ball up court. Ben is great in transition in open court. They've taken that away, but when they have had it, what's happened is that the bigs are getting down below the basketball and cutting him off. Here's Ben Simmons coming. You see Horford is sprinting, and then you'll have Marcus Smart pick him up. Now they got two guys on it. He should pass it, but he forces the action. He winds up turning the basketball over. That's what you want. You want to put multiple guys in his face so that he doesn't have a chance. Here, it's too much size on him. He tries to get in there. He's in the paint where he likes to be, but the guys are his size and bigger, and he just can't finish. Here he goes back door. He gets in the paint. Another big guy on him. He can't overpower this guy. And the block shot, and again, a miss. Here they are again. They come down and they got Marcus Morris on it. He gives him space because his range on his jump shot is not very good. He just stays between him and the basket. He can't finish well with size.
Well, Ben Simmons is a lot of things. Shooter is not one of them at this stage in his career. I think that's safe to say. How does that change the way teams are going to guard him and where they're going to set up, whether it's building a wall or just throwing bodies at him, and where on the floor?
Well, the fact that he doesn't shoot the ball well is glaring right now in this series, and that's what happens in the playoffs. Your weaknesses become highlighted, and one of the things that I've seen that Boston does very well, and Coach touched on it, is they're guarding Ben Simmons with bigger basketball players. You saw in that highlight, who was guarding him? Al Horford, Morris. Those type of guys have the size that when Ben tries to get downhill and score in this paint, he doesn't have a size advantage over them. In the Miami series, a lot of times he got matched up with Winslow. Winslow's only about 6'5". He can shoot his jump hook. He can get a shot off on a guy 6'5" anytime he wants to. But when that guy's 6'10", when he's closer to my height, it becomes a problem. It's kind of like you and Coach. Coach can get a shot off way easier on you than somebody that's my height. And so that's where the problem comes into play. He's now being guarded by bigger basketball players. They're challenging him. They're a little bit more physical. And he hasn't responded well. A lot of turnovers, not as effective in the paint. He has to find a way to diversify his portfolio and switch something up.
Sometimes, too, you have to let the game come to you. He is considered a star. He is one of their best players. But sometimes when they're trying to take you away, you got to let some other people do it. Move the basketball, be incognito, run around the court, get some rebounds, get some steals, and then let the game come to you when you least expect it. Because if you keep being the focal point with the ball early, they've already game planned for that. But if you give it up early, like he had a chance to give the ball up to Covington, he tries to force it, and it's a turnover. Sometimes you just got to slow down. As
a defensive unit, are there zones on the floor where you want to, obviously you want to keep him out of the restricted area. Are there zones on the floor you're comfortable with him handling the ball, and other places where you absolutely want a body or two on him?
Well, with him, you want to keep him from the free throw line out. When he starts getting down here, he has the little jump hook. He has a left hand, right hand. If he gets closer, obviously, he just shoots over people. But in a situation where you can keep him out here, and the fact that he doesn't shoot allows them to play Horford on him, allow him to play Marcus Morris on him. Marcus Morris isn't the greatest defensive player, but he can get on him and space him and keep retreating. And then when he gets to the basket, now Marcus Morris has the advantage with his size.
Well, the other question is, how much do you want to sag off for a guy who is 6'10", who plays with teammates who are really good at cutting without the basketball? I mean, to a certain degree, you want to take away those passing lanes as well.
Well, the problem is that they're sagging, they're helping. As you saw in the tape, you have Ben Simmons over here on the wing with the ball. Horford's guarding. There's a guy cuts. Horford steals the ball because he's not having to play him. A lot of times the best way to make a play is to have the ball and have a guy put pressure on you, and now you can make a play. If you sag off, it's a lot harder to make all these plays on guys cutting because he's a 6'10" guy with long arms.
Going to be fascinating. We'll see what the adjustment is for Ben Simmons and his teammates.